What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Grant Rowland here with the DMG Gaming Podcast. And as always, I'm joined by the guy who sold everything he had and sucked it all into Ubisoft stock. My boy, Ed Phillips.
I went all
What
in.
up, my boy? How's
What's
that
up, man?
portfolio?
It's good, man.
Oh,
No, it's not good.
I bet.
I'm glad I didn't buy in their stock. It is garbage.
Oh, I wonder why that is.
Huh?
So I wonder why that is.
Well, we'll get into that.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a lot of things, a lot of reasons why. But we'll get into that. Okay. Grant. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's talk Ubisoft real quick again.
Okay.
This is like the 20th podcast in a row that we have to bring up Ubisoft.
Well, they can't stay out the news.
They sure can't.
They can't.
Okay, so Ubisoft has a mentorship program
Oh, that sounds nice.
developed at Ubisoft
Mm-hmm.
that basically discriminates against males because of their sex. Let me share something. I'm going to share you something that is very interesting.
So no men allowed is what they're saying?
No men allowed.
Hmm.
So let's go into here and share this. Here we go. All right. So Grant,
Okay.
check this out, dude.
All right.
All right. So let's read this
I see
Join
purple
the-
hair already.
right off the bat. Okay.
That's the
So let's
first
read
thing I
this.
saw.
Join the development at Ubisoft mentorship program.
Okay.
Applications open September 16th.
Sounds promising. I might put mine in. Let's see.
Yeah,
Let's see if I qualify.
It looks great, does it not?
Let's see if I qualify.
Okay. So here it is. Life at Ubisoft. See our pinned story for more info. This exciting programs provides mentorship opportunities for women and non-binary individuals.
Ah, there
in
we go.
early
There's the kicker.
Stages of their gaming industry journey,
Ah.
offering tracks for gaming design and programming.
But I could say I'm non-binary.
You could. Hey, you see that guy's reply right below that? Read it.
Roast. Oh man, and that's exactly what I. You know what's funny is that was what I was about to say. I didn't see that. This is the first time I've seen this. So, but his point is my point. When your stock is doing as bad as it is,
Yeah.
it's the last fucking thing that you want to do. Like, you see what I'm saying? Because see, now you're like jumping more into there's already a fire, and now you're throwing more gasoline into the fire. If they were smart, this would say, hey, we need the best and the brightest. Doesn't matter your sex, doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter your sexual orientation. If you can fucking code and you're really good at your job, we need your help.
Grant, you're talking too much common sense there. Now check this out. All right, so what do you think happens when they want to hire the best and the brightest? Do you think diversity comes natural? Do you think they have to do this in order to get women game designers? Do you think they have to do something like this? No, they don't.
They don't have to do this at all.
So not only this, I mean, well, first off and foremost, this is biasy towards an entire sex.
Yeah.
Off the bat. This is not inclusive. It's not diversity. It's all this little tiny group that's at Ubisoft, a very tiny group of people that came up with this for their, I guess, take on what diversity is or push for diversity.
Correct.
And it's ridiculous. So let's check this other thing out.
But see, here's the thing is, putting out something like this, you have now hacked off 50% of potential greatness. Oh, God. Here we go. Okay.
Are you ready for the eligibility criteria, Grant?
Okay. I haven't even seen this. Let me get my,
there's
eyes
criteria
ready.
for it.
Okay.
All right. First, you have to just identify as a woman
Or
a non-binary individual.
Hmm.
So you can walk in there right now, Grant, and you can just identify as a woman.
Okay, so I'm
Do
not.
you think they'll take that? Do you think you going right now, you have a application and you check woman on the application and turn it in? You think they're going to accept you? Let's say you're a great game designer, and you have all the qualifications that's here. Do you think you would be accepted?
No, but here's my thing is, well, let's see. I'm not versed in the pronouns and the LGBTQ orientations. What is
How dare
non-binary?
you?
I know, I know. I'm a homophobe now. Now I hate gay people because I said that. That's not what I mean. My question is I don't know
They're
what
gonna
non.
clip that. You
Nope,
got clipped.
I know
Yeah.
they're gonna demonetize me for the things I don't even get paid for anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So
I don't know what I'm saying is what is non-binary. So like I'm trying to like what does that mean? Do you know what that means?
I don't know. You identify as both, or you don't identify as any? I think that's the
No,
thing.
no, because what I would like to do is
You don't identify as a woman or a man.
I'm
Maybe
trying to find. I would like.
them, they, there.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Is not. You dare me to apply for this? I'll say
I dare you to.
I'll do. I will, and I'll post it. I'll apply for it and see if I can get an interview.
All right. So let's keep going down eligibility. All right. So be 18 years or older, or 18 years old or older.
Mm-hmm.
Currently attend or have graduated in or after spring 2023.
Oh God, never mind. We're too old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they're being, wait. Now they're being ageist.
Oh, yep, they're ageist.
Oh,
not true diversity. This is not true diversity.
Sorry.
So basically, they're giving women, people that identify as women and non-binary individuals a leg up. You know, this is not diversity. It's not inclusion.
No.
You're being biased
against many people here. Here I am, a non-binary man, and now I'm too old. Are you serious?
Yeah. Okay. Have less than 2 years of professional experience in game design and programming and video games.
Oh, I have none. I'm right up. Okay. Okay.
Be legally entitled to work in the country where you're applying.
Okay, I am.
Okay. Apply to one location. Easy.
Depends on if it's Mississippi. They might have to open up a Ubisoft.
No, you don't have Ubisoft in Mississippi, dude.
Ubisoft country.
Yeah. Submit an individual entry. Team entries will not be considered.
That's all right. I can solo this.
Specific to Toronto, must reside in Ontario, currently attending or have graduated from. Okay, whatever.
Oh, damn.
Well, that's just to Toronto.
Okay.
So if you live in Toronto, you must reside in Ontario and be still all the above.
So basically, this is what they said. They said it must be 18 or older. So why the fuck did you put 18 or older if they graduated after spring of 2023? Like that's going to be like, you know what I mean? Like why don't you just say must be 18 to 20?
Yeah.
Or
you have some young people that go to college. That's probably
or I could say I went back to school when I graduated in spring of 2023.
True.
But I'm not from Ontario, eh?
No, you're not. Okay, so here's another stupid decision by Ubisoft. And, the failure of everything else they come out with. Now, let's check this out. Now, with this is what their stock is. I pulled up the year to date. All right. At one point, it was above $5. It is more than almost more than cutting. Well, actually, it is cut in half.
Yeah, no, it is.
More than cut in half at its highest point in this past year. All right, so with all of this bad decisions they've done so far, do you think it is a good idea to hire inexperienced game designers?
Not at all.
Do you think it is a smart idea to hire or give a leg up to only women people that identify as women and non-binary people? Do you think that's smart, Grant?
No, not at all.
With how everything's looking for them currently?
What it should say is this. Say help. First of all, they should say help wanted because that's what they need. They need help. Okay. We are hiring game designers. We need, we need you to have experience. We do not need newbies at all. 0. You must have at least 5 years of coding and game experience and game design experience. We accept anybody, no matter your age, race, religion, sexual orientation.
Requirement would be? You know what my requirement would be?
As long as you're good at your job.
Along with your application, I want you to draw what you think a cool character looks like.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to submit it with your application. That would be one of my requirements.
I want you to render me one character of your choice. Render me a female character of your choice.
Okay, so you know what their entire website's filled with?
No, I can imagine.
Boy, it is all about diversity and inclusion. Everywhere.
Well, no, they just excluded me.
Everywhere about diversity and inclusion.
Yeah, and that's why your stock is $2.55 a piece.
Fucking not including everyone.
No, you're not.
This mentorship program.
So this is what you should do. Like, if I was on the, because obviously you're now a public traded company, I'd be furious if I was the board. First of all, the CEO gone, gonzo, done. You're out, sir. And then I would be like, all right, so now we're getting rid of our DEI program because that's the reason why we're in this shit anyway. And now we're going to get back to the basics and we're going to hire the best and brightest. And you know what the best and brightest is? I guarantee you have diversity in that because the best and brightest is males and females, gays and straights, blacks, whites, Asians, all over the, all the ages, 18, 30s, 40s, whatever. As long as you're good at your job, that's all that matters. Simple.
If you're in game design and this is also your business model, you're doing it wrong.
No, you're going to fail. You will fail.
You will fail.
There's not an 80% chance. This is 100% chance of failing because Ubisoft was once one of the best in the world, and now they are about, looking at this graph, they're about 2 years away from bankruptcy.
I mean, yeah,
if not sooner.
I mean,
so the first thing they do,
one of their last shots for this year is, I mean, when does Assassin's Creed comes out?
Yeah, that's going to be coming out soon.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. So this is one of their last shots for 24 calendar year.
Yeah. The first thing they need to do is they need to fire the CEO. He needs to go.
And what do they got planned for 2025?
I have nothing. I have
no
obviously
idea. They're so focused on stuff that's not diversity inclusion that they probably don't have a good plan.
Yeah. So yeah,
they might want to bring it back to the drawing board and figure something out.
Because here's the thing. So, judging by this graph, there's people on this board who have probably hundreds of thousands of shares. You know what I mean? So they've lost millions of dollars because of all this. So I would be doing a vote of no confidence in my CEO and getting him out of there.
Oh yeah,
gone.
That's a definite.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, really. I mean, their last chance for this calendar year is the Assassin's Creed. Yeah. And then after that, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if this fails and this share price continues to go down?
And here's the thing is like, for Assassin's Creed, just 1 million or less than 1 million sold is failure for Assassin's Creed, because Assassin's Creed is your bread and butter. That's your Mario.
One of your IPs. Yeah,
that's your Mario. That's your Final Fantasy for Ubisoft. This is oh God, I'm going to call me racist, but this is your White Knight of games. I know.
What'd you say?
I know. White Knight.
What'd you say?
He said White Knight, and he's from Mississippi. We already know what that means.
No,
racist.
Oh man, yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's like who? I want to see these motherfuckers in these board meetings, dude. Like, I want to see who they are.
I don't think.
I mean, they got to be the most confused deer in the headlight people ever.
It has to be a bunch of people that's like Weekend at Bernie's. They have to all be dead. Like, there's just, I mean, nobody can look like. Let me go ahead and tell you, most corporations, because their stock is, it's not a high price stock. You know what I mean? So it's not a blue chip by any means. But most people would be hitting the panic button at about 350. They let that motherfucker roll off the hill. It's just like, I can just see, like, I don't know what they were thinking. They should have stopped this train like $1 ago, $1.50 ago.
You know what I would do is Ubisoft, since they're so invested in this open world stuff,
Mm-hmm.
They do Assassin's Creed, Outlaws. I would first change the business practice, right? Of all,
no. First, you change the CEO. First, you got
to clean house. But
you got to clean house
after
first.
You clean house, but you got to look at your game designers.
Yep.
Change your hiring practice back to being actually diverse and diversity inclusion by just hiring people based off their merit.
Just pay people who are fucking good at their job.
People based off their merit and their resume and their experience.
Can you imagine?
Could you imagine diversity? I promise you.
Yeah, well, exactly. But could you imagine? Let me ask you a question. Could you imagine let's say you're a roofing company and you hired people based off diversity and they had no experience and they get on and they start building your fucking house and your roof and shit like that? No, They hired the best and brightest.
So after, let's say you do all this for maybe the next 2 years, right? Probably 3 years, realistically. And your company has come back to normalcy, what I would do, I would get with Games Workshop and put out a open world 40K game.
Yeah.
And I would take Space Marines 2 kind of example with how they express how Focus Entertainment gave us that grim dark universe, how well they delivered. And I would take them for example and make an open world 40K Space Marine game.
I don't
Because
know if
that
they
is their thing. That is their thing, is open world thing.
Yeah, they're
they've
gonna have to
already
do something
taken other IPs and done this.
Yeah,
So,
but judging by this graph, they only have about a year left. There's no way that if it keeps going,
I understand that. But if you want to save yourself and do something and make, because what I'm getting at is they need to bring like something that's, because right now they're really going downhill when it comes to this embracing real world politics and throwing that shit in their games. They need to go to true fantasy and deliver. Number one, yes, this game's going to be masculine because it is in Warhammer 40K.
Yeah,
it's going to be masculine. It's going to have a lot of masculinity in it, and let me tell you. But that would be maybe a saving grace for them.
Or let's say they didn't go the 40K route, they could partner with one of these newer Korean studios, smaller ones, and
where are you going with this, Grant?
And make lots of money.
Yeah, they could.
That's what they should do.
But they're not
going to do that. They're not going to do that.
I have no confidence in them. I would never want Ubisoft to touch 40K.
Look,
where they are, I would never want these guys to touch it.
What's this date right here? It is September. It's Friday the 13th, September 13th. I guarantee you in 2025, about mid 2025, this stock's going to be $1.25. How much you want to bet? I want you to.
Oh yeah. Okay, Grant. You got anything else on Ubisoft? Let's close it out.
So exactly. So the thing to do, like you said, is clean. Okay, just one more example. Ed, in about 2010, there was a game that came out that was supposed to be really great, and it failed horrendously. Remember what that game was called?
What was it?
Final Fantasy 14, the first one.
Oh yeah.
And that game almost crippled almost destroyed Square Enix because it was such a failure.
Yeah,
it was such a failure.
Yep, but it was really bad.
But as the plane was going down, they had one choice: to pull back on the handle and get it and get it out of a nosedive. What did they do?
They hired Creative Business Unit 3.
They destroyed the whole thing. They tore it down and rebuilt it from the ground up.
Yep. And they made actually one of the best decisions ever getting.
Because I'll tell you this:
3 on it.
If they would not have done that, and they would have tried to push it and never would have done that, Square Enix would have been sold or went out of business or sold to somebody else and
go back to being Squaresoft and Enix
or something. We wouldn't have any of the remakes. We wouldn't be having any of that stuff.
Yeah. Yep. That's true.
That's what you got to do.
All right. Grant, next piece of news.
All right.
Okay. I've seen quite a few videos on this on YouTube lately, and I kind of want to give our take on it.
All
right. So is Space Marine 2, is Space Marine 2 kind of a reminder of what we lost? Like, can games be purely masculine nowadays? Now, what I'm going to get at is this. All right, so how a lot of world building today, when you look at a lot of video games and how they're created, they put a lot of real world social issues and they kind of inject that into their story, and then that causes them to create basically very, very, very uninspiring storytelling, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
But so let's go to this. Let me pull up my graphic of just showing a Space Marine. Let's get into it. Okay, Grant.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to show you a clip. I don't know if I still have this clip up. Yeah, actually I do. All right, so I'm going to show you a clip here soon, but let's get into discussion. What do you think when it comes to, can you make nowadays just, all right, now Space Marines 2 already did this. Space Marines 2 is a prime example of purely masculine. It is a
Mm-hmm.
very masculine game. Like
Yeah.
everything in the game is very masculine. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter what anyone says about it. It is a very masculine game. Okay. What do you think about video games that say someone making a video game kind of like this and making it solely just straight masculine in it? Like
Well,
it's a very
here's the
masculine
thing.
game
Here's the
when it comes to
thing.
story and everything. Like, can you do that nowadays?
You should still be able to do this nowadays. They've been doing it since the beginning of gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, the first masculine game that I remember was Contra.
Yep.
You know, two guys that were supposed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. they try to get away from that. They try to get away from the IP, but it was obviously Schwarzenegger and Rambo on the cover, just going out there and just shooting shit, just killing stuff, killing aliens, yep. Just shooting. That's all it was. You're in the jungle. You go to all these places and you're shooting stuff. You know what I mean? I mean they've been doing that. They've been doing that since ever since I can remember, man. Mario, masculine.
That's true.
You know, Luigi, his brother. The thing about it is, there's like, oh, there's not enough female representation. Well, then they came out with Metroid. She's female, right?
Yeah.
But she's also a badass. Like, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. People just need to get them back to being badasses. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Here's the thing: is I don't care. Nobody cares if the protagonist is male or female. It's if they're badass. You see what I'm saying? Like, is it cool to play with them? You see what I'm saying? That's the thing.
I agree.
No, that's the thing. I mean, you can look at every Nintendo game there's like Contra or any, along those lines. They're all male. They all have muscles, and at least on the cover, at least on the cover art, they did. They all had muscles and stuff like that, and there's just like a man. It's like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been doing this since the beginning of time, and and that's what they need to get back to.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so like this is what I'm getting at. Like, we're seeing too much, like when it comes to the character creation of like male characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like they always have this, what is it? This like little, like not edginess to them, but like they're always whining about something, and they think that's like good character development. And a lot of people, they don't want that. Like they don't want that whininess in their main character.
Yeah, like mom.
But one of the main focuses on this is this. So when you're creating a character, a male character, let's say in a war game, right, or in a universe, let's say in a fantasy world where there's prevalent war, and your guy is a, let's say, war veteran, or he's been in a war, kind of like some of the old Final Fantasies and stuff like that, like Final Fantasy 8. He was at Seed and was training for combat all the time. They do this a lot with the characters, and the character building doesn't make sense in what atmosphere they are in.
So even though Squall was cool, they kind of trying to make him like an emo, like, oh, I'm just a loner. I don't trust anybody. Yeah. I just, you know what I mean? Like emo, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like the difference between Cloud and Squall is night and day. Like Cloud was just a badass who was just like a, like, you're beneath me. I'm a soldier first class. Everybody else is peasants. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to talk to you type deal. You know what I'm saying? But Squall was just like, oh, the world hates me. I hate the world. You know what I mean? It's like, I picture him having his hair over his eye like this, like the Fallout Boy and shit like that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like I want to show you a video example and tell me what you think. All right. So let me share my screen. Window. I got this from Game Clips on YouTube. Once this video is done, you guys can check it out. I'll put the video link in the description. See how well it plays on this. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear it?
No, I cannot hear it.
All right. Well, I just want you to watch this scene at least. Like how awesome this scene is.
Hey, real quick, I have something that just happened. My wife has locked herself out. Let me go take
For
care of
real?
this. Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
go ahead, man.
Hold on, I'll be right back. One
I'll
second.
pause it. Yeah,
Yep.
go ahead. Yeah, Grant's wife is locked out, so he has to go take care of that. But anyway, so like continue on with masculinity. Like this game is obviously the definition of masculinity. It's a war torn universe. Everything these guys know is war. And you see like a lot of the Space Marine chapters, it's all revolved around brotherhood, right? And you know, it's okay to make games like this, but a lot of people whine and complain when they try to basically introduce a lot of this stuff. But what we want to do is like kind of when we try to compare games nowadays, you have just stupid storytelling that doesn't match the world and what the character is in, the basically the world the character is in. It doesn't match it, and it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, you want me? You good?
Yeah, I'm
Your
good.
wife's
Yeah,
in. All
yeah.
right, I'm gonna keep playing this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep playing this video. But just check this action out, dude. I mean, it's like fucking badass. I wish you could hear it because it's awesome.
That's tight.
Like vengeance and I mean, check this shit out, dude. I mean, it's just I mean that's a throwback to the tabletop right there. That scene right there with all the Space Marines together. Look at that.
Yeah, that's tight, man.
This scene right here. I mean, that's just crazy. And this is their chapter master about to come in right now, like the head guy, the big dog.
Okay.
He's the boss mode. He's their leader.
Okay. Look at that.
I mean, this screams like fucking testosterone, dude.
Yeah,
like this is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's it. All right. Pretty fucking badass, right?
Fucking badass. But
yeah,
again,
but I suggest you go to Game Clips and check that video out, man. I love that. I love that scene so much. But I mean, like, yes, that is masculine. I mean, start making more games like that, man.
I mean, like again, think about this, man. Think of all the games that they made before. Wolfenstein 3D.
Gears of War.
Gears of War.
I mean, that's really what that game kind of screams a lot, right? Gears of War.
Duke Nukem.
Yeah, Duke Nukem.
Dude, that was the ultimate dude right there.
Yep. And Doom's great too.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what end of the day, this is what I'm getting at. Stop. People don't want all these mixed emotions in their fucking heroes all the time. Correct. Keep it basic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keep it to the world. They don't need, all this mixed emotion. Woe is me. Having, basically depression in some of these characters.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I mean, we don't make good characters, especially in like RPGs and action games like that. It's okay to bring some masculinity in it, man.
Yeah.
Everyone likes it. You don't have to be a man to like it.
That's true.
But
it's, I mean, here's the thing is it's okay to, like, especially in RPGs, it's okay to have, like if the protagonist's parents get killed and he gets sad, then okay, that's fine. That obviously that's a natural reaction. But like, you don't make him like that the whole entire game.
So like that's a good example. So a good example would be Clive in Final Fantasy 16.
Mm-hmm.
He lost. He basically killed his brother, right?
Yeah.
When he was Ifrit.
Yeah.
But and so he kind of went through that period of woe is me, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning. But as the story goes on, he turns into a straight up killer. You know what I mean? Like turns into a badass, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah.
People can say whatever they want about Final Fantasy 16, dude. I love that game.
No, it's a great game.
I thought it was great.
It's
I'm
better
actually thinking about rebuying it on PC.
It's better than Final Fantasy 15. I hate that game.
I didn't like Final Fantasy.
I hated that one.
Yeah. They did that "Stand By Me" song when you're pushing a car down the road.
Fly, what the hell?
What is this, man?
Do you remember? Let me speaking of that. Do you remember the demo for Final Fantasy 15? It was nothing like the game. Like,
No, it wasn't.
Like,
Dude,
what was
the movie? Here's a hot take. The movie they came out with, Kingsglaive, was better than the game.
Yeah, it was.
The movie
it really
was legit. Like it was really awesome.
I hate it. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. Let me tell you. And this gets all. This is good. This is probably gonna be a hot take right here because a lot of people go hate me when I say this. I hate Final Fantasy 13. I do. Okay. I hate Final Fantasy 15. I hate Final Fantasy 10, 10-2, and I'm okay with Final Fantasy 8.
Oh man, you didn't like
Final Fantasy 8 is not a great.
You didn't like Charlie's Angels?
No, Final Fantasy 8 is not a great game. It's a good game. It's not a great game. Final Fantasy 13 is not a good game at all. Oh, but you don't like her because she's a woman. No, I don't like it because it's a fucking terrible game, and I don't know why they made a sequel for it.
All right, yeah, I didn't like 13. Was kind of off to me. Now let's say 8. Now 8's big reason for not being like, it's probably okay for people that go back and never played the original 7. You know, because when we grew up, we played 7 and went straight to 8.
Yeah.
And how awesome 7 was.
Yeah, it followed a masterpiece. That's what happens.
It really made 8 like
the expectations
not as good as 7.
The expectation, okay, because I remember when that demo came out for Final Fantasy 8. It looked great. You know what I mean? Yeah. It looked like, and I thought it was gonna be great. That's the problem though. Whenever you have like a masterpiece game, and then you automatically set expectations for the following game. You know. But they came out with Final Fantasy 9, which was again a fantastic game. So it's just so that one's problem is that it's a good game. It's just sandwiched in between two great games.
Yeah. 9 kind of went back to the roots, right?
Yeah.
Went back to medieval, strictly medieval, like kind of time period. Vice the mix of medieval and
machines and
cyberpunk and all that stuff put together. Well, I guess you could call it steampunk in a way. But 9 was great. It was a great story, fantastic character.
I hated 10's story, man. Like it just took me. I didn't understand it. Like it was just weird to me.
Really, the ending kind of threw me off. Like what the hell, Of what
don't get me wrong.
Was you know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. Jack was awesome. He was an awesome character. He was cool.
I like what's his name? Aura.
Yeah,
I thought he was a cool character.
Yeah,
the samurai type guy.
It had cool characters. I just didn't. It didn't mesh well with me. 11 was a good. You loved 11. It was an online game. That was the first one.
Oh, I played the hell out of some 11.
You did play the fuck out of it. I'm like, hey, what are you doing?
Well, see, back then when you were a dragoon, you had a pet dragon, and every time you attack and use a skill, your dragon would breathe fire. It was a pretty cool game.
I know. You played the shit out of that game too.
Yeah, I did.
I remember I'd call you up like, hey man, what are you doing? And you'd be silent for like 5 minutes. You'd be like,
on a behemoth or something.
No, you'd be like, yep. I'd be like, man, we got all these girls over here. Are you coming? Mm-hmm.
Nah, nothing could get me away from that game. All right, Grant. Next subject. Actually, let's bring up Star Wars theory again. We won't spend much time on this. You guys can check our last podcast out. We kind of talk about him, about like the demonetization thing that was going on. They were trying to get him to monetize through this bunk reasons on like trying to get YouTube to basically, take down his channel or take down some
They're
videos.
In desperate mode now. That's what it is.
All right, let's talk about this. Now what's happening is they're going after him again. These piece of shit, low life, straight garbage people.
They're losers. Losers is the word.
They're going after him again. All right, by doing this. They're reporting basically the music he's been using on some of his videos.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what's happening is when those videos get reported by like these legit guys who make the music, but they're tied into like Disney's, I guess, IP when it comes to Star Wars. Disney uses their music. But anyway, Star Wars Theory, he came online and was like, listen, These guys don't have copyright. You know what I mean? Like they're not copywriting their music, and he was able to use it in his video. But it wasn't YouTube going after him. It's all these fucking Redditors and just worthless, miserable. They're fucking miserable, and their lives are miserable, dude. They are.
They got Cheeto dust on their hands. They probably haven't bathed in 2 weeks, and they don't get laid.
Just miserable people.
Miserable people.
But they're going after him again. They're just going. It's going to keep happening because
listen, guys,
who these people are.
If any of these guys stumble across this video, and I hope you do, listen to this. You're not going to win. You're not going to.
No,
because once people like Star Wars, because Star Wars theories on a level where you can't cancel him, because what's going to happen is what he can do is he's got such a following that has his back. I mean, people don't subscribe to him because they hate him. You know what I mean? People subscribe to him because they like him.
Yeah.
So let's just say he lost 10% of his followers because they're like, oh wow, whatever. He still has 450,000 followers, and guess what would happen? Hey guys, I'm moving over to Rumble. Okay, and then what do you think his followers are going to do? They're going to go right on over to Rumble.
Well, it's not only that, Grant. If he moves over to Rumble, I mean, he has 3-point-something million followers on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
If he decides to move to Rumble, you know what Rumble's going to do?
They're going to pay him a shit ton of money.
They're going to issue out that big money, dude, to bring him over. Exactly. They're going to give him a contract or something, but they're going to.
It's just like anything else. Like you thought you can cancel Joe Rogan. What remember that guy that pulled his music? He was like, I'm not having my music on Spotify. And then what do you do?
Then he comes back.
He comes back because
he knows he's losing money.
Exactly, because you can't beat people once they get to a certain. You can't. I mean, and on the flip side, it would be the same to like somebody like Howard Stern. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give somebody on the opposite scale. You can't cancel. You can't do that to Howard Stern either. You know what I mean?
No, you can't.
You know what I mean? It's because for anybody on whatever aisle you sit on. Once you get to a certain level, you're uncancelable because you can just go somewhere where people will pay you a shit ton of money, and people will follow you.
Yeah,
it's so simple.
But to me, like this premise of people trying to, basically get these copyright strikes on his videos so they get demonetized. It's just so shitty, dude.
Yeah, no,
it's still messing with people's money.
It's a terrible thing.
Fucking loser. And you want to just ruin other people's lives because you're not happy with yours.
Correct. But the thing about it is if he moves to Rumble, he's going to get paid, and then there's nothing y'all can do about it. And then y'all just go cry about it.
Such great content, like when it comes to his videos and everything and all his when he does all those spoof dress ups and then even the Star Wars lore content he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he can go to Rumble and still
do
this thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
and won't lose any of his followers. All 3 million people will go to Rumble and get.
But you're a racist.
Yeah,
if you support him, he's a racist.
Oh, you're a racist if you support.
That replied to our video. It was like, oh yeah, you're a racist.
Yeah,
like those are the people that are just fucking worthless because they can't accept any other opinions. They can't accept it. So you are immediately, Grant, the trifecta, right?
And you're voting for Trump. You're a Trump supporter. Like that's automatically the conclusion.
Dude, it's like never fails.
I know, dude.
If you take a side in just an fantasy world's discussion
in anything,
and it's a side that's not on a certain side,
you're a Trump supporter.
You're a Trump supporter.
That's so funny to me because it's
true. Registered Republican.
And you're this would be me. Oh, you're a Trump supporter, and you're from Mississippi. Oh, racist, and a Trump supporter.
Oh, buddy. Oh yeah, you're messed up. I'm in Florida too, so
I know. Oh, what you voted for little? Well, you voted for little Ron DeSantis.
I was born in Mississippi, and now I'm in Florida.
I know. So you support little bitty Ron DeSantis? Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, these people. All right.
Hey, how about everybody just shut the fuck up and let people live? How about that and have an opinion? It's that simple. Here's the thing:
you see my hand?
Mm-hmm.
I put it on my mouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I want to watch a video, what do? I just click on it, right?
Yeah.
If I don't want to watch a video, what do I do?
You don't click on it.
I don't click on it. So if you don't like this guy, if you don't like Star Wars,
then watch his videos.
Don't click on his fucking videos.
Yeah. And here's the thing: And if you want to be opinionated, state your opinion and then move on. It's that simple.
Tell you what, brother.
That's my big thing. I go ahead and tell you. So you automatically know who you're talking to on Twitter, because if you come at me and I'm sitting there giving you 7 pages of dialogue, yeah, you talking to me, because I don't let things go. Many a times Ed has sent me a message and said, "Hey, bro, just stop replying because he's not going to stop." I'm just like, all right, man.
They won't. Dude, Star Wars Theory replied to some guy. Oh, no. Some guy like retweeted him, and he was like, let me show you a small little thread on this reason why, and trying to kind of
Pulled out
do
a
a kickback
PowerPoint.
at Star Wars Theory. It's like it's just a small thread, and he's trying to sound smart, which this fucking thread didn't make sense, but it ended up being like a fucking scroll. I mean, like these people, dude. Anyway, all right, so that's enough of that. Next thing, Grant. Let's talk some entertainment.
Okay, hey, let's liven up the mood here. Let's go.
Let's talk some entertainment.
Let's do it.
All right, Penguin. All right, so IGN gave Penguin, the new series coming out September 19th, right? Yeah. Gave Penguin a 5 out of 10.
Oh,
Damn.
no. Oh, no. So you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? That it's actually a good show. So it's probably like an 8 out of 10 since IGN gave it a 5.
I have a feeling it's going to be a good show. And he actually did a legit job as Penguin in the Batman.
Hell yeah, he did a good job. But hey, let's look at the demographic that matters. What are the people saying about it?
Well, right now it's a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
A 93%? That would be a 9 out of 10.
I mean, that would mean it's pretty damn good, right?
So I wonder what the review
see the
is.
user reviews come the 19th.
Hey, here's the thing is, so I wonder what his review is. It didn't have enough diversity in it. It wasn't the Oswalda couple pot.
Oh yeah, they didn't add Oswalda.
Fuck, man.
But yeah, so Penguin, I do want to see this though. I liked his rendition of Penguin in the latest Batman movie.
It was good.
I'm gonna check it out,
dude. It was so good. I didn't know it was him playing that role. Like I didn't know that was Colin Farrell.
I didn't at first. Then I eventually saw it. But when I first saw him, I was like, I don't know who the hell.
Like it's good. Like it's okay. It's really good. It's not like Vincent D'Onofrio playing Kingpin good.
No,
but it's good.
Yeah. All right. Enough of that. Grant, guess what?
What's up?
Annapurna Interactive, which is Megan Ellison's Annapurna, part of her company. The gaming division, the entire staff resigned.
They're working very hard. They're working very hard right now, aren't they?
Yeah. So the entire staff resigns, and this is the studio that made Stray, Outer Wilds, Neon White, and What Remains of Edith Finch. These are actually pretty good games, like all of them are. Especially What Remains of Edith Finch. It's actually a pretty good game. And I didn't play Stray, but Stray was PlayStation Game of the Year, right? And it won a bunch of nominations for the Game Awards.
Surprisingly, I didn't play it either.
A legit gaming studio, but now they got no more employees.
That's what they should have did at Ubisoft.
Yeah,
they should fire everybody.
But so let's continue on with that. All right, now we're going to talk Microsoft. More layoffs. It's like every podcast we have done, I'd say, since June we've mentioned layoffs.
You know what, guys? You want to know the truth for all the political people out there. If you want to know the news about the job market, just listen to our podcast, because we're telling you that they're losing jobs every day.
I mean, no shit. So Microsoft lays off 600 staff. And now check this out. So 2,550 staff have been laid off since Activision was acquired by Microsoft, Activision Blizzard. And this was after, so that includes the 1,900 that were laid off before this. This is part of their gaming business. And, Microsoft closed Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks. That was like a pretty big game. It was a really well done game. Redfall developer Arcane Austin also closed, which is kind of warranted because Redfall wasn't a good game.
No, it wasn't. which is crazy. You know
But
why it's crazy?
the PUBG, the what is it? The Battleground publisher,
Mhm.
Crafton. They later picked up Tango GameWorks. That saving only 50 of the 100 staff. But yeah, man. I mean, just more
You know the
layoffs,
insane thing about
more
this?
layoffs, constant layoffs.
All these layoffs, and Microsoft profited how much? $88 billion. They made a profit of $88 billion and then still fired all these people.
Yeah,
Sounds like corporate greed. Who's that sound like? No, but it's true though. There's no way. I mean, if you're making that kind of money, there's no. I mean, there has to be a reason for these people getting laid off. Like,
they
what's
need to address their. I'm a fan of Xbox, like a lot of their IPs, like
so is
Gears of War, which
PlayStation.
we haven't. Yeah, so is PlayStation now.
PlayStation is a fan of their IP too.
Yeah. So Gears of War. Well, let me rephrase that. Gears of War 1 through 3, I was a fan of. Halo. I mean, I even like the newest Halo Infinite. I enjoyed the open world Halo. I played it. I didn't play like the multiplayer, but I just played the regular campaign. I enjoyed it. So I am a fan of like their Pacific, console only games. But they are having. Just don't have any. If you think about it, like, what was their last? Besides, like, I mean, Call of Duty isn't even. It's on everything now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
They
specific
need
to the
to.
Xbox. So
Yeah,
what are they
need to-
doing? Like,
exactly?
what
What's
is
separating
their
them from
plan?
PlayStation? Yeah, if what's separating them? What's the question is? What is separating them from their competition? If they're giving their competition the same games they have, you know what I mean? Because that's one of the things. Like, because what would have been the point of buying a Sega if you can play Sonic on Nintendo, right?
Yeah. Now, I didn't understand when they released the Series S and the Series X. I didn't understand that decision when it first came out because
These are
I couldn't get a
stupid.
PlayStation 5 at the time, so I got a Series X because it was the stronger console, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't understand the appeal of the Series S when you could get a Series X. Yeah, it's cheaper, but it's not as powerful. I want the next gen console, legit next gen console.
Yeah.
I'm getting a Series X.
Because if you wanted something less, you just played Switch.
But now they have all these issues that some developers are trying to make games for Xbox also can't get the game out in time for Xbox because they can't figure out the Series S because they got to do it for both fucking systems.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I actually bought a Series S, thinking it was. I was just like, oh no, this is way bad. I didn't even open it. I ended up selling it. I just got my money back. Like I just ended up selling it to somebody who wanted it bad.
I'm a fan of Game Pass. I love Game Pass.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. What's the future of Xbox?
They need to sit
Phil Spencer sure as hell ain't going to tell you.
They need to sit old Spencer down and be like, look, you better come up with a plan, or you will not be old El Presidente.
I mean, he admitted he made some of the worst mistakes. He said that, like in front of a bunch of people. He was like,
that's
I made some horrible mistakes.
That's pretty bad when you look and say, look, I fucked up. But here's the thing is, when people say I fucked up, they usually have a plan to change it, to fix it.
Well, yeah.
But he has yet. Basically, he's just looking like at the camera saying, I fucked up. And he's just sitting there and not fixing it.
Yep. All right, Grant. You got anything else to add? All that?
No.
Let's move on to. All right, so this is interesting. I mean, we kind of already knew that this was going to freaking happen. All right, so Zelda Echoes of the Wisdom, the new Zelda game coming out here shortly. I think it's towards late September, right?
End of September 29th or something like that.
So it got leaked online. The full game got leaked online.
It's great. I'll go ahead and tell you, never underestimate the power of a hacker, because those guys can. But here's the thing: is I could be wrong, but I don't think Switch games are hard to rip.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't going to really affect the.
What do you go play it on?
The game, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing is,
like, it's still going to be a successful game regardless.
90% of the people don't even know that this happened.
Yeah,
and two, they wouldn't know what to play it on if they had it,
or find it or whatever like that.
Correct.
Like, even if I knew where to get it, right, I still wouldn't play it.
I remember when I used to bootleg the shit out of Dreamcast games.
Yeah.
Like, it was terrible because back then, like, you'd get on there and you'd find the game, and next thing you know, you got 17 viruses and a Trojan, and you're wading through all the porn and everything, trying to get the game. Your mom walking in, what is on your computer? I'm like, I'm just trying to get the game. It's not what it looks like.
But I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, to Nintendo is probably a big deal, but at the end of the day, Zelda's going to sell just fine.
Oh yeah, it'd be fine.
All right, Grant, that is all the news I have. I mean, I don't know how choppy our video is, but I'm getting pounded by a storm right now. Lightning and everything like that. Yeah. Anyway,
don't say it like that, please.
Say like what?
Getting pounded. I'm getting pounded by a storm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't say it like that. All right, we're going to talk about one thing real quick.
No. Do we have to?
You do.
Do we have to, Grant?
So 20 years ago, I came to you with a game called Ultima Online. And what did you say? What did you say to me? You looked. I want you to just think back. What did you say to me, Grant? I'll tell you what you said. You said, Grant, this game looks like it fucking sucks, and I'll never play this game. You remember saying that, right?
I mean,
you made fun of me.
It looked like it fucking sucked. So
okay.
Technically, I was right.
Okay. But I've got you to play it since then.
Yeah.
And you like it. It's not as bad. It's not what you thought it was. It's a lot better than what you thought it was.
I like it.
Yeah.
But, if I had the choice of playing.
Didn't ask all that. Didn't ask all. Nope. Didn't say all that. We didn't say all that.
It's okay. Only gripe I have, the beginning is just running scripts and fucking takes forever.
Well, you have to level up your guy.
Doing stuff.
Well, you have to level up your guy.
Yeah.
Well, technically, you can go do it now at the beginning.
I couldn't imagine
but you would die.
Shelter didn't exist, that beginning area for new players. I couldn't imagine how it was.
Well, here's the thing. The thing about it is you can go do all the stuff right now if you wanted to. I mean, you would die, but you can go do it.
Well, that's why I got you, right?
Yeah.
You got all those powered up characters. You're supposed to be taking me through here.
That's right.
You know how I do in every single video game we play together? You know how I give you millions and millions of gold?
It's a game like no other.
As soon as I log on, here's 10,000 gold.
Hey, but here's the thing.
Here's 10,000 gold, Grant.
First of all, 10,000 gold in that game's a lot. It's like the economy's different. The economy's different. It's not like
I don't think you're broke.
No, well, yeah. I mean, that's true too. I mean, that is true. But the thing about it's not like in Diablo where you kill someone and it drops 40,000 gold. No, that's not how it does.
That's true. All right. I mean, yeah, I like the game.
I'm just waiting for my apology. I'm sorry, Grant, for calling your game terrible.
I'm sorry, Grant, for calling your game terrible.
Thank you. After 20 years, that's all I wanted to hear.
It's okay.
Now I can let go all the pain and hurt that I've had for 20 years. I can let it go.
Okay. Now, are you playing tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I mean, my wife was like, "Are we going?" Well, she said it in Spanish, but she was basically saying, "Are we going out to eat and stuff like that?" I was like, "I'm playing UO." No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
All right. My kids are going crazy in the other room.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. So
Go
look,
ahead and close this out.
All right, guys. So go get on the YouTube. We're getting the followers are picking back up.
Yeah, man.
We're getting good.
Some subs.
Yep, get more subs. We're gonna be announcing another giveaway next couple weeks for the YouTube subscriptions.
Yeah, we really do appreciate everyone that has.
Oh yeah, man. We appreciate everyone who listens, even if it's just for 5 minutes. We appreciate your time.
Had to do the podcast kind of early today. Usually our chat, we like interacting with people in chat, but we had to do it earlier today.
Yeah,
we're going to start trying to do it like 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, we're really going to have
a standard time going.
That's going to be a thing. We're really going to have we're going to be really locking down days and locking down times. You know, the only thing that changes is if something comes up, but we'll start letting y'all know beforehand if that happens.
And honestly, if it picks up, we can do more episodes.
We can.
Yeah.
Y'all want to see us 5 days a week? I mean,
you could do that.
Or maybe me, not really. And we'll put a
3.
We'll just put
maybe.
We'll just put a picture of Ed.
3. 3 can do 3 easily.
We'll just put a picture of Ed up and just leave it there. It's like a whole still picture.
Get 100,000 subscribers the next day. What are you talking about?
Lawyers show up, bankrupt, take all our money,
shut us down.
So, all right, guys, go like all the channels: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok.
Listening.
The reason why I say it like that because I just can't remember, guys. I can't. I'm old. We're old. We're DMG. We're middle aged.
Twitch, Twitter, or excuse me, Twitch X, YouTube.
TikTok. You can't do it. You can't remember. You can't remember all either.
Check it out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah, there we go. And we'll be there. We'll have this the audio version uploaded.
Listen to while you're driving around. Check out our older episodes.
Yeah,
they're still relevant.
Oh,
Still make
boy,
fun of
they're more
stuff.
relevant than ever. If you want to look into the future, listen to those past episodes.
You ought to hear some of our calls back
Yep.
several months ago, and everything has come to fruition.
Hey, do you think they'd ever invite us to Comic-Con?
I seriously fucking doubt it. Even if we had 1 million subscribers, no.
But you know what we could do is if we ever got to that level, we could actually like set up outside. We'd probably get yelled at.
No, I'd
Get out of
set up
here!
a studio if we had that many.
Get out of California, you fascists!
Fastest. That's another word people like use thrown around.
Go back to Mississippi, you redneck!
The people that are trying to ruin people's lives by taking their money away are calling other people fascists.
No.
How does that make sense?
No. Well,
All right.
All those words have lost their meaning.
They have.
They don't mean what they now. It's just an
They
insult.
say Nazi. They say fascist.
None of that, man.
They've all lost their meaning.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, y'all have a good weekend. We'll see y'all Tuesday, and we will see y'all Tuesday because that is a set day, Tuesday. All right.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.